Mm. Hello, everyone, and welcome. Welcome to this new moon circle, this new moon ceremony to honor the new moon in Sagittarius. So as we arrive, I'm going to invite us and guide us through a dropping in and an opening of this space. We'll move into some guidance and kind of just insights of this particular new moon, and then we'll move into a little reflection and energy healing and or activation. So as we begin to land here, I'm going to invite you to just start becoming aware of your breath, maybe allowing your breath to begin to deepen here, and just starting to become present to this moment in time. And as you breathe and you become present, I'll invite your awareness to start dropping in to the present moment through dropping into the body. So as you breathe here, I'll invite you to just feel the way that you're being supported by a chair, by a bed, by a seat, by a surface. Breathing into and becoming aware of where your body is making contact with this surface, with this chair, with this bed. And maybe just allowing yourself to be held just 5% more. So as we breathe here, letting our awareness start to drop down into our bodies, becoming present with ourselves for maybe the first time today or this week or ever. And just beginning to notice that we're in a body. Breathing here. Maybe you want to bring hands somewhere on your body. Maybe you want to readjust your body. Maybe you want to stretch your body. Just really landing here. And as we breathe into our body, I'm going to invite us to just start letting all of our mental chatter go. Just setting down the mental to-do lists, the itinerary, the tasking. Setting down any obligations that exist outside of this space, that exist outside of this time. Just feeling ourselves. Maybe you want to actually imagine yourself taking some of that and setting it down for now, knowing that we can pick it up again, that we can return to it or not. We're just really allowing ourselves to let go of anything that doesn't need to be present with us in this moment, in this time. Yeah, beautiful. And as we continue, to settle in and let go of anything that doesn't need to be with us, I'm going to invite our angels, guides, helping spirits, our divine team, and animal allies and ancestors. I'm going to invite these team members, these guides, these beloveds to circle around this sacred space now, helping to hold this container, helping to hold us in this sacred container. So as you continue to breathe here, I'll invite you to just feel, sense, imagine all of your siblings who are in ceremony with you right now, honoring this new moon, honoring themselves. And feel our divine team like sentinels circled around us to create a holding, a container, a space where we can do some deep healing and intention work, where we can step out of the busyness of our day and step back in to our divine nature as creative beings of light. So just breathing here, feeling that support, feeling that container, feeling that holding. And if you had your eyes closed, I'll invite you to just blink some light back into your eyes, maybe letting your gaze move around your space, noticing anything that catches your eye, maybe some art, color, maybe you want to look out the window and just presence yourself here in this moment, in this time, as you have claimed this sacred container, as you've stepped in to this ceremony. Beautiful. So it is a new moon in Sagittarius as I record this video and hold this ceremony. And so new moons are a birth point, a beginning point, right? A place to start again, right? A place to reclaim our newness, claim our intention. And Sagittarius is a really potent energy. So Sagittarius is a mutable fire sign. Mutable energy is really flexible and adaptable. And this fire in itself, right, is very mutable and adaptable. And so this mutable fire sign of Sagittarius is very much embodying its alchemical power, right? The alchemical power of fire to adapt and be mutable and changeable, right? And to transform energy, right? So Sagittarius is represented by the arrow or by the centaur, the archer, right? And so this energy is really all about like seeking out truth, seeking out knowledge, having adventures, exploring, being curious, kind of like higher knowing, right? It very much embodies that kind of like both and, right? Like think of the centaur, right? Like human torso, animal, horse, rear and bottom. So it's really embodying this like divinity and this like animalistic nature, which in all reality is exactly what we embody as humans, right? 100% divine, 100% animal. And so centaur energy, Sagittarius energy is really inviting us into broader, higher realms of thinking, bigger, broader ideas, right? Maybe this is around like spirituality and beliefs. Maybe this is around, this can really be around anything, right? So like any ways that we're kind of like expanding our ways of knowing and getting curious, right? And so that's really encouraged this time, right? Like how can we embody and embrace all that we don't know and with a curious nature. So Sagittarius energy is really potent energy. It is all about, again, right? Like the archer energy, the arrow energy. It really is about holding this focused attention in a direction, right? So whether that direction is like curiously seeking knowledge or exploring new realms, right? There's this focus, there's this attention, and then there's this action that's taken to get there, right? The archer, you aim and then you fire. And so during this new moon, it's a really great time for us to kind of get really clear on what has been the bullseye of our attention. And is that what we actually want to be aiming towards, shooting at, going towards, right? Sometimes in this world, we can be bombarded with a bunch of stuff that pulls our attention. And so we start shooting our arrow at a bullseye that we didn't actually want to be like targeting, going towards, focusing on. And so this new moon and just these kind of ceremonies in general are an opportunity for us to really refocus, right? And say, okay, I've been focusing my attention in this direction, but now I want to, move away from that and move in this other direction. And I want to name too, I pulled some cards for kind of like the energy and the messages that want to come through. And so the first one that I want to share is from this the Spirit Animal Oracle deck. And the card that came out was this Crow Spirit, co-create with Spirit. And I feel like this is a really potent energy, especially for this Sagittarius energy, because again, right, like Sagittarius energy is all about these like higher realms of knowing, this like melding of the divine, the spirit, and like the physical, right? The melding of the like intention and then the action to like get us to the intention, right? The aiming and then the shooting, right? And so there's this invitation for all of us with this new moon to really invite higher powers in to support what it is we are wanting, what it is we are doing, and to really start to see the ways that like everything that we create in our world is as a result of a collaboration, whether knowing or unknowing, right? I think all of us can relate to manifesting things that don't feel ideal, but hold the medicine that is most needed for us right now. And so there's this invitation to maybe become a little bit more intentional about how we're co-creating with spirit, right? Becoming aware of the thoughts and the spells of our thoughts that we're casting and how that's creating the reality that we have, and being aware that we can create a new reality, that we can partner with spirit to create something different. And I also pulled a few tarot cards, which feel really poignant to this as well. So this 8 of Pentacles came up. 8 of Pentacles is all about like doing the work, harnessing our gifts, like taking the class, reading the thing, studying the thing, getting our tools together, getting our, like our craft box, our toolbox, our toolkit together, right? To go, like gathering the information that we need to do the big work we came here to do. And so this feels really poignant with this Sagittarius new moon. Plus, it's the last new moon of the Gregorian calendar, right? And so in many ways, we're being asked, right, to reinvigorate what we're working for, right? To re-anchor into, maybe even reinvent, right? Like what is it we're working on? And maybe we're not working on anything. And so this is an invitation to start working on something, right? To like reach out to spirit. How can I be of greatest service, right? Like how can I be of greatest service, right? And really listening to what comes through and then start doing the work, right? And again, that arrow archer energy, right, is like, you don't have to have like a bullseye every single time to be doing the work, to be practicing, to be like in your medicine, right? Like sometimes we'll miss the target. That's okay. We still showed up. We still aimed. We still like did the work, right? So there's this invitation to really like get to work, right? To really, start doing what it is, whatever it is, right? Just like releasing that resistance and like doing it. And the 2 cards that came up to kind of like emphasize that is this 8 of Cups and this 7 of Cups, which feels really poignant because 8 of Cups, as you can see here, right? Like she did this like ceremony, this release, and now she's walking away towards a new dawn, right? So like maybe in order for us to have focus and get to work, there's some shit that we need to ceremoniously release, right? We need to walk away from something, whether it's a belief, whether it's an action, whether it's a person, right? Like we need to let some things die. We need to just be like, bye, burn, baby, burn, right? And this 7 of Cups also feels really poignant, right? Because like this person there's a lot of like confusion here, right? Like, I'm overthinking. What do I actually want? Which one of these is the best? Like, there's like this like mist, this like smoke, right? And so it can be really easy when we get this message of like, get to work, right? Take aim, to be like, but what am I supposed to aim at? Like, where am I going? Who am I? Which is all valid, right? Like, that's a totally valid place to be. And how can we call on spirit to help us get clarity? How can we do some ceremony or some intentional releasing so we can really clear up this gunk and have this clarity of moving towards the dawn, right? Like, and especially because, it's 7 and then 8, right? Where it's like, okay, I'm confused. Where am I going? What am I doing? Valid energy. And then, okay, something needs to be let go, this confusion, this self-doubt or whatever. And I'm going to let it go, walk away, and really anchor into whatever it is that we're here to do. And again, like really calling on spirit, calling on Crow, calling on that magic, right? The magic that is in our world, right? Like I was reading the book about Crow, and one of the things that it said was like this piece of like, are you in a space where you are like denying, in disbelief of how magical the world really is, or how magical you really are, right? And so I think there's this invitation for us to like reclaim the magic, especially with this card, right? Where it's like most of her tools are all very like magical tools. There's like crystals and candles and plants, and like, she's really reclaiming her magic. And so, maybe the get to work message is around like getting to work on our beliefs of self and what we're capable of, because really we are spirit incarnate, right? We are that both and. We are that representation of like 100% divinity and like 100% animal human, right? And so how can we honor our divinity more, our spirit, honor our sacredness more, and treat ourselves with more devotion, right? And again, I'm just seeing this card again where like, all those 8 other cups are like buried in the water, right? Like she is like, I'm fucking done. A new day has come. And so for many of us, right, like this might be what it takes for us to really step in to that co-creation with spirit, right? That we need to let go of a lot of the past programming, a lot of the past beliefs, a lot of our personal beliefs, in order to realign with this idea that like we are here as spirit incarnate to create magic, to create wonder, right? Yeah. So let me see if anything else wants to be said before we start moving into some reflection. Yeah, I think the last thing is really around like Sagittarius energy as this mutable fire energy that is exceptionally expansive. It's big. So really this is all about like expanding, right? Like how can we grow bigger than the container that they gave us, right? Like how can we burn brighter, right, than that like initial spark, right? Yeah. Okay, so I said a lot. If you're here live, please feel free to type in the little chat box if anything's resonating with you, if you've had any ahas. And so I'm going to invite us to do a little journaling here. New moons are a really great time for us to claim some intention, right? To set an intention, right? So like the archer here, we're aiming. Our intention is helping us aim so that like through the rest of the month, we can like have that, we can fire and like hit target, right? Or at least come close, hopefully. So I'm going to invite you to just start settling back into your body again, maybe moving your body a little bit, maybe glancing away from the screen to really anchor yourself into your space, and pulling out your journal here. Whew. And I'm going to invite everyone to just start reflecting. And again, you can do this in your journal, or if you just want to sit with these questions and let them drop in, you can do that as well. And really the question here is all around like, how is spirit calling to collaborate with you, right? Like, in what ways are you feeling that invitation from source to make something magical, to make something that's never been made before? And so similarly, right? How are you being called to get to work, right? Like, what is the work that you're being called to do? And in that, right? Like, who do you need to embody? Who do you need to be to do this work, to do this great work, to answer that call from spirit, to, um, fulfill whatever mission you're here to fulfill, right? Like, who do you need to embody in order to really, yeah, be that, to claim the, uh, to claim that partnership with spirit. Ooh, so I'm going to go ahead and mute myself for a minute, type those in the chat, take a little time to just reflect on that, and then we'll move into some energy work here. another minute or so to go ahead and wrap up, get whatever else you need to get out onto paper. And then we will go into some energy healing and activation. All right. So I will invite anyone who's here live. If you want to chat, put anything in the chat that was coming alive for you here. Ooh, I'll say one of the big things coming through for me is that really that reclamation of that divine union between self and spirit, right? This remembering, this reclamation of this deep relationship that we all have with spirit, with our spirit, with, capital S spirit, with source, right? This idea that whether or not we are conscious of it or not, like we've always been in relationship, living in relationship with great spirit, with all that is. And my big I am statement for this moon is I'm a ceremonialist, right? A holder of ceremony, and really claiming the power of that, especially when I think of how that relates with like the co-creative nature with spirit and the invitation to co-create with spirit, right? There's a way that everything we do feels slightly different when we bring that sacred, that ceremony, that ritual into it, right? Where it's like even something as simple as washing our hands or brushing our teeth can have a completely different and palpable feel when we invite in higher powers to help cleanse us of anything that doesn't hold promise. When we help, brush our teeth and we're like, spirit, help wash away any of the things I've said that no longer hold promise for my future, any of the things I've affirmed that are not in service to my highest good, right? Let those be washed away, right? So we can bring that kind of sacred union into the most simplest of everyday practices and really change the flavor, the taste of it. Yeah. Okay, so we were just very in this kind of heady space of reflection. So I'm going to invite you now, if it feels good, to just kind of close that journal, put that pen away, and start coming back into body here. Maybe that looks like repositioning, getting your body a little bit more comfortable, maybe shaking your body out a little bit, right? Maybe you want to take a sip of water like I do. Beautiful. So I'm going to begin inviting us to drop in here and also, invite that unconditional love of source to begin washing over us now. All we have to do here is just allow that unconditionally loving energy, that unconditional source love to just wash into our space, wash over our body, wash into our energy field. Just allowing that pure love consciousness to just really cleanse our energy, cleanse our space, right? So as that energy is working around us and on us, I'll invite you, if it feels good, to just start to close your eyes, start to settle more deeply into your seat. Maybe start to elongate your breath, inviting that breath down into your belly, down into your pelvis. Really just allowing yourself to drop in here. And as you're dropping in here, I invite you to imagine, allow, sense that your roots can start to grow out from the base of your spine, out from the sides of your waist and hips, out from your feet or your thighs. Just allowing these anchors, these roots, these cords to begin to stretch down into the earth. Feeling them push through concrete, rock, and crystal down into, that moist, dark, nutritious, vital earth, that soil. Allowing, as you breathe here, your roots to stretch wide and deep. Maybe becoming conscious that there are other roots planted here too, that you are not alone. As you root and settle here, I'll invite you to imagine that the earth, Mama Gaia, Father Earth, is inviting your roots even deeper, beckoning you home. Just allow your roots to pulse and push deeper and deeper until they make contact with that molten core, with the center of this earth. Breathe in here, feeling that vital earth energy move into your body here. And breathing out, just releasing, settling, letting go. And I invite you to take a few more inhales and exhales here. Inhaling, inviting that earth energy to move up into your body. Exhaling, just letting that energy take up more space within you as you let go and release. Another nice deep breath in here and out. Now you can keep your attention here in your roots if that feels nourishing, knowing you can always drop back into this groundedness, to these roots of yours, to this melding that you have created between yourself and this home planet of ours. And as you feel ready, I'll invite you to imagine that roots or branches can begin extending out through the top of your head. And these branches begin to stretch up into the cosmos, big and wide, massive branches. And as you breathe here, I invite you to imagine as if each star is a beautiful bloom on one of your branches. That each galaxy is a beautiful bloom or cluster of blooms on your beautiful branches. And as you breathe here, I'll invite you to breathe in that cosmic life force energy, the beauty of those blooms, the power of those blooms, of those stars. Just feeling that. Knowing if it's ever too much, you can just send some of that down into the earth through your roots, connecting that sacred above to that sacred below, feeling your place as the bridge between these two worlds. So you can keep breathing here, sensing into those beautiful star blooms that adorn your upper branches. And as we breathe here, I'll invite that unconditional love of Source to start streaming in to our bodies through the crown of our head. Feeling this loving energy begin to pour and pulse down your central spinal column, clearing and healing anything that is ready to be cleared, anything that's needing to be healed, especially all that which needs to be let go so that you can get to work, so that you can co-create with spirit. And feeling that love energy pulsing through your central spinal column, down the back of your head and neck, down the back of your shoulders, and your shoulder blades, down your middle back, lower back, all the way down to the base of your spine. And maybe that love continues to pour into you at such a rate that it starts to pulse out through your roots and into the planet, so that you and the earth are filled now with that pure consciousness of love, with that pure divine love. Breathing here as that love, that unconditional love begins to take root inside of you, spread out from that central column, begins to branch out, filling your thighs, your hips, your knees, your shins and calves and feet, feeling your whole lower body filled with love. Feeling that love energy begin to pulse through your shoulders, down your arms, through your armpits, down to your elbows, wrists, and each of your fingertips. Feeling that love begin to infuse itself into every organ, into every muscle, into every cell, into every atom, into the very fabric of your being. This love is woven. And as your physical being, the cells that make up your body, the atoms that make up your cells begin to pulse with this loving frequency, which is your original frequency, your original templating, holding that your body is actually perfectly capable of integrating this high frequency love, because actually that's what your body is. It's a pure expression of divine love. And so honoring, maybe you want to move your body a little bit here. Maybe you're feeling like you need to stretch or sway as this love reintegrates, as this love energy reactivates what you've always been, what you always are. Yes, yes, yes. As this loving energy continues to reawaken and reactivate you, I invite you to feel how all that which doesn't vibrate on that frequency of love, is just falling away. Like leaves in fall, all that is not in a vibrational match with this frequency of love is falling away now. Maybe it's moving out of your body through your roots. Maybe it's moving out of your body through your branches into the sky to be burned up by those beautiful sun blooms. In whatever way feels good, just imagine that it's leaving you. Allow it to leave you. Set the intention that anything that is not in a vibrational match with this high vibrational unconditional love has left. It's leaving now. A complete release is happening now. Ooh, yes. So as we allow this complete release to happen now, I'm going to invite you to drop in to your heart space here. Maybe you want to place a hand or both hands on your heart. Maybe you just want to bring your awareness to your heart center here. And as we begin to attune and focus on our own love, our own anchor point for that loving frequency, I'm going to invite our sacred loving heart here to share some wisdom with us, to share some insights with us. What do we need to know so that we can co-create with spirit and be of greatest service? What do we need to know so that we can claim our original templating as unconditional love? What does our heart most need us to remember right now? Breathing here. Sensing, trusting, feeling, smelling, seeing, hearing that message. Trusting that message to drop in the perfect way for us right now. Honoring what comes through. Trusting our heart wisdom here. Knowing that if we don't get a message in this moment in time, that the message is still coming to us. It's still here. And we might have the revelation at another point. So just allowing, becoming receptive to receive a message from our heart here. Yes. 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 Thank you. Sending gratitude to our heart, sending gratitude to the love within us for what we received here, whether it was what we expected or wanted or not. I'm just allowing that message to fully integrate here. Yes. Yes. So I'll invite you to start bringing some deep breaths back into your body here. And as we breathe here, we're recognizing, claiming, and owning that a complete release of everything that is not in vibrational match with love, that is not in vibrational match with how we can be of service and co-create with spirit, all of that has left our body completely. It is done. And so as you feel ready, I'll invite you to just allow some of that star magic, that cosmic magic, to just start raining down on us now, or washing over us now. Really allowing our bodies, mind, soul, spirit, energy, to be cleansed by that stardust, by that star magic, by that cosmic, burning, bright, fiery light here, where we're being ignited, right? Like, all the love within us being ignited by this stardust, being ignited by this star power, so that we can feel invigorated here, right? We've released a lot. We've let go of a lot. We've invited in that energy of love, and it's filling us. And this cosmic stardust, this star power, is just here to really support that integration process, to support that reawakening, to support our transition into higher frequencies. So just taking another few deep breaths as this stardust does its work on us. Knowing at any time we can just release any residual energy down into the earth through our roots. Yes. And then as we feel ready, I'm going to invite us to start calling our energy back. So you can imagine that those branches are starting to unhook and just retract back into our body. You can imagine those roots are starting to unfurrow, starting to unhook and start just retracting back into your body, feeling all aspects of your being that maybe have traveled off or traversed somewhere else, just feeling all of that coming back here. Feeling all of that coming back here, so that we are an embodiment of our full sovereignty now. We are an embodiment of our full power now. Yes. Yes. Oh, yes. So as you feel ready, and again, if you want to leave your roots rooted, if you want to leave your branches branched, do what feels right for you. Know that you can always reroot, always send these branches back up, that this is one of our tools that we can use anytime that we want. But beginning to blink light back into your eyes, beginning to land again in your space, beginning to maybe notice how things might seem different from before we started, or maybe not. Maybe it seems the same. But really feeling here how you've had a full reclamation and a full release, right? Inviting you to trust that this magic will continue working on you over the next sleep cycle, over the next day or so, right? Trusting in your wise body to really integrate this and release this, right? We are here to co-create with spirit. We are totally capable of doing that. And now that we have frequenced ourselves to this energy of source love, I imagine it might be easier, right? That there's a potential for it to be easier because now we are like in harmonic resonance with that co-creative force of spirit. And we've released some of the resistance, right, to the powerful love being that we are. So again, staying in this energy in whatever way feels good. If you're here live and you want to drop anything in the chat, please feel free to do that. Again, a reminder for folks that I often do this as a donation-based experience. So I'll go ahead and put those links below, put those links in the chat. And if you feel able, I invite you to donate. Send some resources my way so I can continue holding these spaces and continue creating these ceremonies. And so I want to go ahead and bring us towards a close here. I feel like there's some big invitations that came through, right? Whenever Crow Spirit shows up and invites us to co-create with Spirit, right? We are working in like higher realms, right? Or being invited to step out of the ordinary and into the extraordinary, right? And so I really invite you, through the rest of the day, through the rest of this moon cycle, to really claim your extraordinary life, right? Claim your extraordinary life, right? Like there is so much more out there for you than you've ever imagined. It's reminding me of an alchemical prayer that one of my teachers uses a lot, which is, please bring me everything that I need that I never even knew was possible, right? Please bring me everything that I need that I never even knew was possible, right? And so I claim that for all of us. And I claim this, just this healing, right? For all of us, whether we are watching this, it's still in the energy of this new moon, or we found this at a time that's perfect for us, right? Like this is claimed. It's been claimed. And so I'll invite you to just kind of drop into your body once more as we send gratitude, sending gratitude out to all of our guides, all of our ancestors, all of our helping spirits that helped to hold this container. Sending gratitude to the cosmos and the stars, sending gratitude to the earth and this planet, sending gratitude to each other for showing up in this space today. And also sending gratitude to ourselves and our loving heart and our wise body and our love frequency. Just sending gratitude and love to ourselves for taking this time, right? For saying that we matter enough to show up and do this healing work and show up in ceremony and in circle. Yeah, it's a big deal in this world that really prioritizes the hustle and the bustle and the grind. It's a really big deal to take these moments of stillness and self-reflection and integration and healing, and to create really embodied intentions is really a powerful act of creation. So whether or not you manifest this work that you're being invited to do, know that this desire for personal transformation, this desire for personal healing is enough, right? Like this desire for inner peace is enough. Like maybe that's the work you're here to do, and that's enough, right? Not all of us are here to like build empires and create legacy, right? Like some of us are here to like learn how to honor our feelings and learn how to love ourselves and cherish ourselves unconditionally. And that is just as big and potent and powerful a mission as the folks out there, creating impact and all of the other things, right? That like, as we change our relationship with ourselves, we create different ways of relating with each other. As we reattune to the frequency of love and we carry that frequency out into the world, we we reprogram the planet and the spaces that we're in, right? So like, I want to really hold that like this work that we're being invited to do, like it can be as simple as like the work to love ourselves, the work to accept ourselves, the work to accept each other for exactly who we are, right? Like that is just as needed right now as like all the other big things that like maybe you feel like you should be doing, you know? So just really want to just honor the work that we are actively doing when we come into ceremony with each other, when we come into this healing space together, and really honor the way that this ripples throughout space and time. And you're enough, right? Okay, so on that note, I will go ahead and formally close this space. Ooh, releasing all of your energy back to you, claiming all of my energy for myself, releasing all of the divine helpers, the ancestors and guides who came to help hold this space. Sending gratitude to all as this space is formally closed now. I invite you to be gentle with yourself as you move forward on your day, making sure to drink water, making sure to revisit these intentions, right? Like put them somewhere where you can see them. Come back into relationship with these questions if they felt really moving, right? Like the container is closed, but the medicine lives through you now. So, yeah, carry this forward, carry that medicine forward. And yeah, if you're able, I would love a donation. And if you're interested in being held in a one-on-one ceremonial healing container, please reach out. I would love to support you in your work to really love yourself and reclaim your power. We're here for a reason, and this time is really calling all of us to remember the power of love. So deep love and gratitude to you, and bye, my friends. Dee, dee, dee.